All right, here we go on the last day of the rough draft of our writing of a personal narrative. Last time we completed the body of our paper, which basically told the whole story, and we're left off with the conclusion. So my suggestion to you is to stop and read everything that you have written for your paper so far, and then come to the conclusion. Tell us how the event ended and include a personal reflection. Why did you choose this event to write about? How was it important to who you are today? Be careful of the tendency to tell us how everything ends. That's not always necessary. You just need to wrap up your part of the story. We don't expect a fairy tale ending or for all the loose ends to be tied up. Just tell the reader the truth and include some personal thoughts. Okay? I'm going to write mine. I'll be right back. So my suggestion to you was to go back and read your paper again. I'm going to do that with mine. I've written my conclusion paragraph now, and I'll read it straight through from title to end. So these are the 7 missing eggs. Many people list Christmas or their birthday as their favorite time of year. I like those too, but they don't begin to compare with my love for Easter. About 21 years ago, my best friends from college, now a married couple named Kim and Reuben, started coming to North Carolina to spend Easter at my house with me. It was usually one of 2 times I got to see them during the year, so it was always very special. When their daughter Rachel was born, we started working on creating traditions that would last a lifetime. These traditions helped make Easter my favorite. From food and laughs to movies and hundreds of Easter eggs filled with candy, there isn't a part of the Easter weekend that isn't magical to us. This particular Easter weekend happened about 10 years ago. Rachel was just 10 years old and was excited about a weekend of fun. After a long night of filling almost 250 Easter eggs, she woke me up that Saturday morning with 100 questions, most of them being, how many eggs did you fill? How long will it take to hide them? Can Katie meet us there? And will there be time to go out for dinner? She was a ball of energy. I called Mrs. Mays and asked if her daughter, Katie, wanted to meet us at school to hunt for some eggs, and a plan was underway. We got Rachel to stop bouncing long enough to get into the car, and we headed to Fairview. As soon as Katie arrived, we got the girls set up to talk and play games in the media center while Kim, Reuben, and I started hiding eggs. Nothing was off limits. We hid them in cabinets, under desks, on top of active board projectors, everywhere. These girls were 9 and 10 years old. We couldn't make it too easy. After we hid eggs in a classroom, we would write the number of hidden eggs on the whiteboard. This way we knew when they had found all the eggs in each room. Finally, the last egg was hidden, and it was time to start. Reuben went to get the girls. The girls came in the pod, talking and giggling. We gave them their baskets and told them the rules. They had to look in each room together. They couldn't leave a room without turning over their eggs. We kept track of the eggs and then spent time dividing the loot evenly into 2 bags that we had brought with us, so that each girl went home with the same amount of goodies. At first they found them quickly, spying all of the obvious ones first. Then, as they got down to the final 2 or 3 eggs in each room, they began to slow down. There might have been some whining about how difficult we made it. After almost 2 hours, the girls gave up. We hid 246 eggs, and they had found 239 of them. We knew that there were 2 in Mrs. May's room, and 2 in Miss Fisher's room, and 3 in my room that hadn't been found. The funny part? The adults couldn't find them either, and we were the ones who had hid them. The girls were excited about the eggs, and they were excited about the candy, but I think what excited them most was getting to be together and laugh as they searched for eggs. We all had the best time just listening to those giggles bounce around the pod. And now here's the conclusion I added today. For years, I have cherished the memories that are attached to each Easter. This Easter just sticks out in my mind as one of the best. I got to relive those memories for the next few months. Each time an egg was found in my classroom or in Mrs. May's or Mrs. Fisher's classrooms by a student, they would bring the egg to me. If it was still okay, I let them keep the candy inside. Each time I put one of those newly found eggs away, I swear I could hear those girls and their giggles. There are some problems in my story. As I'm reading through, I'm listening to things I think I could have said that better, or I'm not sure if that makes sense to anybody but me. But it's done. This is the rough draft, and we'll be able to come back and work on this. And I have now answered all the questions and checked all the boxes I need to do. So now that I'm finished with my conclusion paragraph, I'm going to submit my paper. And that is what you should do today too. Make sure you have everything completed, finish that conclusion paragraph, read through the whole thing, make sure it flows and works well together. Again, for a rough draft, we'll be making some changes, and then submit. I can't wait to read your stories. And as always, if you have a question, please email me. Thank you.